Good morning, everyone. I'm Edna Konko Mission of Wahiawa. Today is a regular Sunday service. Please join us in prayer.
Feel Heidi. Mediation prayer. Let us seek the
mediation of Hiromichi Konko sincerely and wholeheartedly each and every day. May we receive the mediation anew with all our hearts and souls on this day, this very moment. Hiromichi Konko Daishin Sama, Hiromichi Konko Daishin Sama, Hiromichi Konko Daishin Sama, Hiromichi Konko Daishin Sama.
Purification prayer. Through the
For
way
the way
of
of
mediation,
mediation,
may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine parent. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of your divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and irreverences from past generations. Guide us to amend our way of living to reflect your divine will. With a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. Kami prayer. Reverently we pray. The brilliance of heaven, the riches of earth, time flows without cease, years pass without end. In heaven and earth the life that nurtures all. In heaven and earth is the truth that orders all. For this wondrous form, for these wondrous works, let us praise the Kami. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Kami loves and cares for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth. To revere Kami as the divine parent, to live in Kami's infinite blessings, this is the way. Yet many not knowing the way are lost in greed and selfishness. They suffer the cycle of misfortunes. Great is Kami's sorrow. Our founding father, Konko Daishin, suffered many trials in this world. But held fast to faith and sincerity. He received Kami's great blessing and began a life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity. Humbly we pray. The divine parent's great wish was fulfilled. Konko Daishin accepted the call to mediation that is to the mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By taking the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth, and he not the coming of night. By night he prayed for those who grieve, seeking salvation for all who suffered, and he not the dawn of day. Though years passed and the world changed, he did not waver from his task, the divine task of mediation. Thus was given us the sacred Heiki Konko, the guiding principle for our daily life. The divine future was thus renewed, and blessings flowed universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of the Hiromichi Konko Daishin. By this wondrous revelation, we have given knowledge of the way. Through all the hardships of this world, to prepare our body and soul, the way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami, without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. For being unaware of divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in pain and guide them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to a life of purpose. Kami is fulfilled in us, we are fulfilled in Kami. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and well-being of all people be be fulfilled.
So we humbly pray, so we
earnestly pray.
Presentation of Tenchi Kakitsuke.
Yami Konko Daishin Tenchi Kami no Kami Shin ni Negae Wahiawa ga kokoro ni ari Kongetsu konnichi de kanome. Pray sincerely with all your heart, be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever, on this very day pray. Yami Konko Daishin Tenchi Kami no Kami Shin ni Negae Wahiawa ga kokoro ni ari Kongetsu konnichi de kanome. Pray sincerely with all your heart, be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever, on this very day pray.
Dear Yami Konko Daishin Sama and Tenchi Kane no Kami-sama, we have gathered here today at the Konko Mission of Wahiawa for this regular Sunday service in honor and appreciation of your divine workings of the universe. The regular blessings we receive on a daily basis are the greatest blessings we can ask for. Your energy exists in everything, from the sunlight that warms and lights up the planet to the air we breathe. Your energy exists in us humans, in plants, in animals, in fishes and birds. Your energy existed since the beginning of time. It can never be created nor destroyed. We are surrounded by your workings that continue to provide for us. So we'd like to take this very brief moment of our day to say thank you. This year will mark the 81st year since the founding of this church by the late Reverend Haruko Takahashi. Please guide us in her pursuit to continue the legacy of this church. She has sincerely dedicated her life to serving people and serving Kami-sama. We thank her for her faith, which continues till this day. We give thanks to the Reverends Yasuhiro and Reiko Yano for our family, our church members, and friends of the church, who help in many ways to continue this church in Wahiawa. Please continue to guide us in our daily lives and bless every cell in our body from head to toe. At this time, let's take a moment to reflect upon the many blessings we receive and extend an extra deep prayer for people who are unaware of your blessings and so experience hardship and suffering. We pray that the Kami-sama within all of us shines through, and we pray that even one more person can realize your blessings and be saved. Thank you again for all that you do. Silent prayer. Adoration Prayer. Page 7. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We lift
our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer toward earth rich and deep. Living amid such gifts of Kami's great giving, how happy and grateful we are. The mediation of Yami Konko Daishin does not stop for a single day. The protection of the divine character embraces so far and wide. The blessings of Kami go without limit through all generations.
The ways
The
of
ways of
Kami
Kami
are
are
mysterious
mysterious
and
and
wondrous,
wondrous,
beyond
beyond
our
our
understanding.
understanding.
Day
Day
by day,
every day, earnestly and reverently, we praise the virtues of Kami, we honor the power of Kami.
Shintoku Sanji, page 29. 仰ぎますれば天高く仰ぎますれば天高くおがみますれば地は厚し神の恵みに生かさるるみの幸いぞありがたき我が生き神の本当に次一日もかくる時のなくて地の神のお守りとき近きの隔てなし神に尽くしみはよろずよにあまねく満ちて果てしなく感計らいはくすしくて人の思いぞ呼ばざる我ら今月今日やび祭りてひたすらに神の御影をたたえますらん神の比例を仰ぎますらん喜怒哀乐 Mitama prayer, page 12. Spirits of those who have gone before us, you are given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. You discharge your duties faithfully, each according to your span of years. You will be remembered eternally, your life to be told from generation to generation, honored as the foundation of our society and the roots of our families. Through the mysterious workings of Kami, you entered the Konko faith. You walked the way of Konko Daishin, respecting the will of the divine parent. You amassed great merit through your faith to take into the world beyond and leave to your descendants. Our gratitude is boundless for your loving favors. We revere you as the ancestral spirits of our homes, our own divine spirits. We beseech you, stand by us, each and every one. Receive the favor of Kami and help us to fulfill our tasks as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith, that we hand down to all generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, and enrich us. Dear Mitama spirits of the late Reverend Haruko Takahashi, deceased family, friends, spirits of the native Hawaiian people, and beloved house pets of past. Good morning to all of you. We are gathered here today for our regular Sunday service in acknowledgement of Kami-sama's blessings and in remembrance of you. We know that you are always watching over us and supporting our well-being and decisions. Even more now that you are a Mitama spirit. You are the foundation of our existence, which enables us to be able to enjoy blessings today. If it were not for you, we would not be here. We are here today to honor your divine spirit and to pray for your eternal happiness and peace. whether through a butterfly, a dream, or a gust of wind. Letting us know your presence in these many forms reminds us your love for us continues. We wish to continue your legacy as an extension of your life and help pass on your core values. We now take this moment of silence to think about you and your generous love and care for us. Silent prayer. You. As we begin a brand new week, please continue to guide us in everything you'll do. You are in our hearts always. Thank you again very much for everything. Sosen Sanji, page 36. Yo no yawa, wa ye no kami waga kami tabo koro tsukushite itsuki matsurana kokoro tsukushite itsuki matsurana towo toki miyo yano kami tachi o umi no kono tame ni ie no hashira wo shizume tate tamai hatsu kono tame ni yo no nari wa iyo mamori tasuke tamai kafuri yo no mienu sakai ni mashimase domo bi tsukushimi no mi kokoro wa utsushi yo ni kawarase tamawazu saki mi tama no masaki kusaki wa e tamai kushimi tama no kushibi ni megumi tamai de kokoro zashi wa maki no hashira no ugoki naku nari wa iwa musubu tsunami no yurubi naku mago koro kiyora ni hagemi tsutome shime tamai ukaraya karaya waragi aide inike ni uraya sukuta no shima shime tamai tsui ni utsushi yo no koto wo ete kami no mikado ni mairan toki ni wa kanarazu shimo mukae tori tamai ni tsukushimi yo komurashime tamawa monoto kami no minori no chaye naru o kashikomi hatajike nami ni oyano megumi no oboroge naranu o ureshimi yorokobi mo sukoto o mikokoro mo suzuyaka ni kikoshime shitamae tomo o su anakushibi no miyoya no mita Yano Kami. Hirohaini. Let's read page 73 together. The Konko Faith, our creed. We believe in Tenchi Kare no Kami, the divine parent of the universe. Our founder, Konko Daishin, embraced Kami's revelations, and as divine mediator, answered the call to eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled through Kami. Kami is fulfilled through us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin with our own hearts, hearts filled with harmony and joy. We pray wholeheartedly to Kami today and every day, trusting Kami as our loving parent, finding peace of mind. We live our faith in service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Happy Sunday service. On March 26th, which was just a few days ago, kind of big events happened. The fifth Konko-sama, if you know, who resides at the headquarters in Okayama, Japan, the Reverend Heiki Konko, he retired as the fifth spiritual head on March 26th, after having served as our principal mediator for 30 years. 30 years. He is 86 years old and going to be 87 on Halloween this year. So now his first son, the Reverend Hiromichi Konko, has been assigned to be the sixth spiritual head of Konko-kyo. So we now have a new Konko-sama, and it's a big milestone day for the Konko-kyo faith community. Reverend Hiromichi Konko, the new Konko-sama, used to be a known guitarist in a rock band in Japan. He was elected through vote. All the head ministers in Konko-kyo take a vote of who they wish to be the next Konko-sama. So they chose Konko Hiromichi Sensei. My husband Clayton met Hiromichi Sensei in 2016. We went to Gohonbu, the headquarters, for our honeymoon trip to Japan to give thanks to the headquarters and give thanks to Konko-sama for our marriage. So we attended the Gotaisai, the grand ceremony at Gohonbu, and if you go to the headquarters on Gotaisai, the grand service, there are so many people. At least more than 10,000 people gathered there. So in the main worship hall, not the ceremonial hall, but the main worship hall, there's so many people that want to see Konko-sama that they only allow head ministers only to see Konko-sama on that day, or the designated, or to see Hiromichi. Hiromichi Sensei had been sitting at that time though. So there was a line, and they're all like head ministers, and all these prominent senseis just lined up. And there was a Toitsuki mediation attendant who, I guess he's the one that kind of blocks regular people from going in, and he'll ask, who are you? And then he'll say, oh yeah, you can go, or like, because everybody wants to see Konko-sama, or the main Toitsuki mediator. So but you can't let everyone pass through because the head ministers are not going to be able to see him. And some of these people, some of these head ministers, they come from really far away. They come from like, I don't know, like Hokkaido or something, just to see Konko-sama on this day. So they want to make sure that those sensei get the chance to see Konko-sama. So anyways, I was like, oh, I'm not a head minister, but I did come from Hawaii. And I didn't want to act like I was special or anything, but I was like, maybe as like a representative of Yano Sensei, our head minister, I went to the attendant and I said, can you please let me in the line? and I said, I'm from Hawaii, and I will be representing Yano Sensei, or the Wahiawa Kyokai, Wahiawa Konko Mission from Hawaii. And he's like, oh yeah, dozo, go ahead. So I was like, thank you. So Clayton and I, we lined up in that special line for head ministers only, and then everyone was looking at us, everyone, because Clayton, he was wearing a bright aloha shirt, a blue aloha shirt, and shorts. Out of like the more than 10,000 people that are at the headquarters on that day, there is not a single person wearing shorts and an aloha shirt. So he stood out like you can see him from a mile away. Everyone else, all the other guys are wearing a suit, a blazer, dress shirt, necktie, dress pants, and Clayton wearing an aloha shirt and shorts. So people instantly knew that, oh, they're from Hawaii. Because only us would dress like that to see Konko-sama. And so people approached us and they said, oh, you're Edna from Hawaii. So it was pretty funny. So anyway, when we got up to the otodoke, the Toitsuki mediation seat, Reverend Hiromichi Sensei had been sitting there, and he really welcomed us with a nice smile, a warm smile, and he greeted us, and we talked a little bit story, and I said, thank you, Konko-sama, we were able to get married in June this year, so I came to give thanks for that. And this is my husband, Clayton. And he said, oh yeah, I know your husband through Facebook, he said. I get through all the pictures that I post on Facebook. He knows who Clayton is already. So we're like Konko celebrity, I guess. It's pretty funny. And then so anyways, like a lot of people, you could tell they were kind of envious of us because we were able to kind of talk kind of casually to Konko-sama when everybody was like, oh, Konko-sama. And then Konko-sama only said a few words to him, like, oh, hi, thank you for coming, and that's it. Cannot really, converse much, but we were able to, and so people were looking at us like, oh, lucky people. But anyway, if you ever get the chance to go to Japan, please extend your journey to Gohonbu, the headquarters. You gotta go there just even once in your life, and cause that's our Mecca. That's our Mecca of Konko-kyo, and you will feel the energy. That's our power spot. You go there, you will come back feeling really energized. And for some really interesting reason, like really amazing things happen when you go to Gohonbu first, at the beginning of your journey, instead of like towards the tail end. you go first to come see Konko-sama, or near the beginning of your trip, your vacation to Japan. And you'll receive so many blessings along the way, and you'll come back feeling, wow, this vacation was awesome, extra awesome. And I think that's the power of Gohonbu. So please, go to Gohonbu. I totally recommend you to go. I'm still raising some money to donate to Gohonbu for the Kaido Renovation Fund through the Teesprings t-shirt sale. So I'll keep that campaign up until May, like mid-May. So if you can, please help support the headquarters by purchasing t-shirts, and all the proceeds will go to Gohonbu. Thank you very much for people who already purchased t-shirts. Okay, anyway, so that's Okage number 1 that happened on March 26th. Second one is I conducted a wedding on my birthday. So it was for a young military couple, and really I got a call on the morning of March 22nd, it was a Monday, and my dad said, he's the one that answered the phone. He said, oh, somebody from work is calling you. I said, oh really? I wonder who it is. And I picked up the phone, and it was a guy who wanted to have a wedding at the church, and he wanted me to conduct his wedding because I guess he found my name online. So as an officiant, so I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Because my mom said, whoever calls to saying that they want their wedding here, gladly accept it. So I said, okay, yes, of course I can do your wedding. And I'm usually at home over here in Wahiawa from like 9 a.m. to like maybe 11 if I'm working. So I'm usually here on the weekdays. So I said any day would be good. And I thought he was going to think about it for some time and get back to me on the exact date and time. But the very next day when I came over here around 9 o'clock, because I usually come every morning to this church, I was looking at the garden, okay, outside, and suddenly I see this big truck pull into our driveway. I don't know who it is. And then this couple comes out of the truck. And I was like, hi. And they were like, hi. And then I was like, I wonder who these people are. And then they come up and I said, oh, hi, what is your name? And he said his name from the telephone call yesterday. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he gave me the pink paper. And the pink paper is the marriage license. And I was like, okay, so when do you want your wedding? And there's like, can you do it today? I was like, now? I was like, what? Now? What? Wait, hold up. I'm not prepared for it. I mean, this is not drive-through McDonald's wedding. Sensei, we gotta prepare for this, you gotta at least give me 1 week or something to prepare for the wedding. So apparently they came to get married right then and there, and they're nicely dressed. They didn't come in a wedding gown or anything, but they were nicely dressed, and they're expecting me to marry them that day. And I was like, oh, I can't. We need preparation for this. And I said, I'll do your wedding, but I can't do it today. I'm sorry. I need prep. We need prep. Believe me, it takes a lot of energy for the sensei to prepare for your wedding. Please don't think that it's an instant kind of wedding. Sensei puts a lot of thought and prayers into arranging your wedding or renewal vow ceremony or whatever, any kind of ceremony. So please consider that, and don't take light of what Sensei does for you. Anyways, they were in such a rush to get married, so I was like, why are you rushing for? What's the occasion? And they said, oh, they have to move to Japan the next week, so they have to get married as soon as possible. So I told them, okay, I need at least a couple days, please. And then they're like, okay, Friday would work. I was like, okay, Friday. What time? 9 o'clock. Okay, perfect. That works. That will give me at least some time to prepare for this impromptu wedding. So anyway, the 26th came, and then they came. Really, they are so punctual. Like 15 minutes before the wedding started, they were here. And I had them come into the church, and right after that, I had them write, the prayer memo we keep right by the door. I write I have them write. I said, what are your prayers and aspirations for your married life? What do you want in your life? So I had the couple write all their prayers and wishes, and also and have them put the donation in the envelope, and have them otoroki here first. And then we were able to begin the ceremony, and it went smoothly, thankfully. Okage-sama de. So that is my second wedding that I performed in my 19-year ministry career. Like, that's it? Only 2 weddings, Edna? Well, to me, 2 is great. and for them to ask me, it was so special. I feel honored and privileged to perform the wedding. So anyways, I got their wedding vows ready with the help of a really great draft that my brother Rodney Sensei sent to me. And he does goyo at the San Francisco church as an assistant head minister. And he had performed so far 5 weddings of family, like friends and various other people. And so anyways, at 9 a.m. March 26th, I was able to conduct again safely their wedding. And I really want to thank Yano Sensei, my dad, and my mom for helping me. They helped me prepare for this wedding. They put up the osonai model and stuff. And really, I cannot do this alone. I thought, I probably can, but it's going to take me twice or 3 times as long. And they're there to be my supervisors. I'm a rookie at this still for weddings because this is the second one that I performed yet. They're there to guide me. So I really, really appreciate that. And again, I'm really thankful the couple was happy and that they're grateful that they had the ceremony. So, and then I realized how much work, time, thoughts, and practice it took to do a wedding for this couple. I was burning adrenaline since Tuesday, really. When the date of the wedding was set, believe me, it's a lot of work. The work that the sensei does for church is priceless, and it's so much. It's tiring. You get exhausted. Like after the wedding, I was like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm glad that went well. And plus, I was really hoping and praying that I don't mess up. What if I'm trying to transfer the wedding rings to them and I go, oops, I fell down. Or like when they do the sake ceremony. So one time there was a wedding somewhere else. It wasn't our wedding. The sake cup fell down to the ground. And I was like, oh my gosh. That's an ominous sign. So I was hoping and praying that I don't mess up. I don't screw up anything. And although you spend a lot of nerves for just one wedding. And that's why, please, don't be so cheap. Don't be cheap with the officiants. People think, oh, this is a Konko wedding because it's cheap. Let's pay Sensei, cheaper than putting gas in your car. Please consider. I mean, we get it. If you're having financial difficulty, Kami-sama knows. But if you have a little bit more room to be generous, please do. Because, dang, it's a lot of work. This is our livelihood. This is the livelihood of senseis, monks, and priests. They put so much energy and time. This is their full-time job. Please be a little bit more generous. So I can really appreciate what Yano Sensei does for this church, Reiko Sensei, and all the other pastors and ministers, reverends and monks that they do for their congregation. Lot of thoughts and prayers. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to share with you. Third thing that happened. March 26th, I turned 39 years old. And I'm not embarrassed to say my age because for 39 years my heart has been beating more than 100,000 times a day. And I've been living this long, so I wanted to really give thanks to Kami-sama. It's a momentous day for me. In Japan, Japanese 39 is san and kyu.
Oh.
So, san-kyu sai. I am 39 years old. The age of thank you. So, I'm thankful for being able to celebrate my birthday with my family at the dinner table. To me, that is priceless. the family being healthy, my mom and dad being healthy, my brother being healthy, is my birthday present. I don't need anything else. And the delicious food that my parents prepare for me, oh man, it's better than a restaurant. And to celebrate in that form, to me, is priceless. So it's not only me that's to be celebrated, but my parents' celebration as well, because they turned 39. I turned 39 as well, but they also turned 39 as parents, and of a daughter, that means. They are parents of sons for 43 years, but they are parents of a daughter for 39 years. The fourth Konko-sama, the Reverend Kagamitaro Konko, said, 親は子供と共に生まれたり、育たねばならぬ子も父母も。Meaning, when a child is born,
親じゃないけど、父母
oh,
も、
can you say it?
父母も、
父母も
子供と共に
子供と共に生まれたり、育たねばならぬ子も父母も。Okay, well it's really, really close. Meaning, when a child is born, so are their parents. So both need to grow together. And there's even a famous quote where he says, when your little child throws a ball to you, to the parents, and the parents, being a little kid, the kid cannot really throw very good. So the parents kind of tell the kid, throw better. Why don't you throw better? You have to throw higher, or you have to throw lower. And not being a good catcher. So the parent has to be the good catcher. So if the child throws it low, the parent has to go down and catch it. If the parent throws the ball, if the kid throws the ball high, the parent has to grip the ball like that. The parent has to be really flexible. And that way, both child and parent can grow together. So I really like that teaching from the fourth Konko-sama. And I want to thank my parents for raising me, for giving me unconditional love, support, and blessings for all these years. You know, even if I'm a full-grown adult, getting older adult, they still help me. I still can't live without them. They are so precious to me. I love my parents. I also give thanks to all the people in my life who have helped me grow and given me support and love throughout the years, because we all know that it takes a village to raise a child. I continue to be supported by Kami-sama and Konko Daijin's generous blessings day in and day out, and so I wanted to say thank you to Kami-sama as well. It was indeed my greatest birthday ever. If I could get 1 year older and celebrate that, it's going to be the greatest birthday ever. Because that's how much Kami-sama has extended my life. So it was a great occasion with the sixth Konko-sama signing on and the fifth Konko-sama signing off, and performed a wedding for my birthday, and then I turned Sankyu Sayama. So it was a really good birthday for me. Thank you very much. And then today, since David Sensei is here, he will be speaking.
morning. Thank you very much for coming to today's Sunday service. I know Edna's sermon was very good and thorough and organized. And I know mine is normally not like that. I usually just talk about what I've been experiencing recently. So yesterday I went to the beach for the first time in a long time, maybe a month and a half to 2 months. Some people might say that's not that long, but if you used to go like almost 2 to 3 days a week, it's a while. So my body was I had to stretch a little bit, and it was all tight all over. And when I go into the water, I always say Konko-sama yoroshiku onegaishimasu. I said, like, I kind of pray to Konko-sama. Pretty much it's a habit already, like a ritual that I do right before I step into the water. And I think I always do that because there was just one time when I went to the beach after work. I like to body surf, so basically it's swimming out there in the water with my fins and everything. And I went to a beach right after work. I was a little tired, but I was a little younger. I'm still not super young, but I used to be a little bit younger, had more energy. I went out and I was having fun. I know I was tired already from work, and I was like, I'm still okay. But the place where I went doesn't have that much people. There are lifeguards at that one particular beach that I went to, but I just went out kind of far that one particular day. Caught some waves. It was really good, and then I was like, maybe I should catch one more wave. So I went out again into the deeper end of the water. I know the water was deep because the water was like really blue, and I couldn't touch my feet to the ground. So I was just treading water, and then I just didn't feel good. I didn't feel good that one time. I was like, oh, I don't feel good now. Like, I could feel my heart kind of like racing a little bit. And for those who know what it's like to kind of pass out, that's how I felt. You could feel the black kind of creeping in from the side of your eyes. So it kind of, if you've ever passed out, like I said, you'll know the feeling. It's either black or it's white. But I felt black kind of creeping in, and I was starting to get like tunnel vision basically. And I was like, I tried waving to the lifeguards at that one time, and when I tried waving, nobody saw me because I was like way far on the side. And I'm just swimming, so I just look like a head in the water. And I had a board in my hand. It doesn't float. It doesn't help me float at all. I was like waving that in the air, like come on. I wasn't trying to wave high or anything like that. I really was waving, like, maybe I might die today. Like, and that's how I felt. Like, if I sink now, I'm gonna die. That's how I felt. But I was like, okay, whatever. If I die today, then I die today. So, I thought maybe I could swim back, but there was like no way. I really, really felt like I was gonna lose consciousness already. I could just feel it. Like, oh no. I could feel my face like tingle. I could feel the blackness getting closer and closer, and it just happened to be at that time I said, oh my god, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Thank you very much, kind of thing. I think my wife and kids got the insurance money. They're good, so so they don't have to worry. But then it's at that moment, there was 2 surfers that came right up to me. It was totally random. It was just 2 white guys who just kind of like paddled up to where I happened to be at, and I said, bro, can I ride your board? I don't feel good. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. And so during that time, the guy was like, oh yeah, go, you can ride my board. So I rode the guy's board all the way in, and then the wave kind of pushed me all the way to the shore. I gave him back his board, and I said thank you, and and then he went about his way. But I could barely walk up the sand, and then I just kind of like lay down on the sand. I felt like I was gonna pass out at that time, so I lay down on the ground for I don't know how long, for a little while, until I felt okay enough to kind of walk back and drive back home. I did drive, which probably wasn't a good idea, which was fine. I was fine at that time while I was driving, but it's probably because I was dehydrated from not drinking enough water while I was at work. So at that time, I felt Kami-sama does use people to save people. There's a story, I've told this before in the past, where an old lady who was stuck on a roof prayed to Kami-sama and said, Kami-sama's gonna save me. Kami-sama brought different people over to help him, a person on a boat, a person, I think helicopter, whatever. There was like people who tried to rescue her, but she says, I'm relying on Kami-sama to save me, like a miracle. And I think she basically died, and was wondering, why didn't you save me, Kami-sama? And during that time, he says, I tried to save you multiple times using different people, but you refused my help. So this is where so that was my lesson, basically, to rely on Kami-sama all the time, and that Kami-sama is with you all the time. It's just yesterday when I went to the beach, I didn't have anything like that. I didn't experience anything, but I always remember that day. I always remember how Kami-sama helps us in our daily life. It's just that we shouldn't become lazy, or we shouldn't neglect that Kami-sama is in our daily life. I always say, every day ever since coming back here, I always go to Otoroke. I always say yoroshiku onegaishimasu. That's all I say. I don't really say much. I don't talk a lot. I'm not like Edna or Rodney who's like meant to be ministers. I'm not minister material. I feel like sometimes. So I try to keep things as simple as possible, and it's basically the divine reminder, the Tenchi Kakitsuke, that I feel like is the most important piece for this religion. It really does help us to focus our day. I don't know how to say it. It helps us align our day, align our heart to be one with Kami. If you truly believe in this, I always say to myself, I always use Konko-sama, yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Like, beginning of the day, in the end of the day, I say, arigatou gozaimashita. Kyou mo ichinichi arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you for this day. It's just that, just a simple thing. And then throughout the day, there might be good things, there might be bad things, but the way you interpret those things that happen to you, whether they're good or bad, it depends on how you can focus that energy into Kami-sama. So I always say, when I go to the hospital, I complain too when I go to the hospital and go to work, and we get all these patients who aren't happy, but a lot of people wouldn't be happy to be in the hospital, and I try my best to do everything in my power to care for that patient. I put all my effort into taking care of the patient, and in the end of the day, like, we all get to just go home. We all get to just do our daily things while there's people stuck in the hospital. So I try to be thankful for the health that I have. We can't just take things for granted, and is what I always like to say to other people. It's like, don't take your daily life like your the normal things that you do every day, driving to school, or driving to work, or being able to work, being able to eat regular food, being able to play on your phone, whatever. I mean, all those simple things in life, it's something you should not take into granted, just because it is a blessing that we are alive. It is a blessing that Kami-sama is within our heart. It's just the divine reminder is there to try to help us to realize that Kami-sama is within us. So if you recite the Tenchi-Kakitsuki every day, if you just focus on Kami-sama or just give a second to Kami-sama, I feel that that will kind of activate the Kami-sama within you. That might sound weird, but it's just, I feel like that will help you to see things through Kami-sama's perspective. After a while, when you do it for a while, I feel like it'll start to come more naturally. Like, oh, this was meant to happen. Oh, this was Kami-sama's blessings. And so I try to tell everyone to, I say here only, this is the only place I can say it. I try to. This is the place where I tell people to practice faith every day and to try to be as happy as possible, to try to be as positive as possible. The more positive you are, I feel like you attract more positive things. The more negative things are, the more negative things can become. So it's whatever you say you attract to you. And I think that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say for today. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Thank you for joining the service. I listened to Edna Sensei's and David's speech. I feel very fulfilled in witnessing how they have grown up in the spirituality that Konko believers. And as for the message given by Edna Sensei, I remember the message. I happened to find out in the 80th anniversary booklet of Konko Mission of Healing, because Reverend Yoshikusa Nishida's 40th year anniversary memorial service was held in the last Sunday on March 20th. So Reiko Sensei asked me to respond to this anniversary and memorial services. So I wrote letter to Yoshio Sensei and sent also 9 for this occasion. And I just happened to open the booklet, 80th anniversary booklet, and I found out the message given by the Foreign Minister of the Hiro Church, Reverend Yoshikusa Nishida. In Japanese, ヒロ教会は布教当初より未死の立山へのごとく寄進歓迎をせずに今日まで一二世信奉者の自発的の真心のお供え常在のお下がいで運営されてきた。ただの一回も寄付のお願いを申し出たことはない。This means from the beginning of the Hiro Church operation, I have never asked church members to make donations for the operation of the church. The church members consist of first and second generation Japanese ancestry. But I have never asked them to make donations for the purpose of operation of the church. The church has been operated through the offerings made by church believers from a sincere heart, a pure and sincere heart alone. So, this is the message. And I found out the message given by the founder minister of Hiro Church, Nishida Sensei, has been kept by the second generation of the head minister, Nagai Sensei also. I found their spirituality kept by the founder minister, so I really respect their attitude in getting engagement in our mission. Actually, we also have never asked church members to make donations to fulfill the needs of the monetary issue of our church. Basically, we have kind of spirituality. Kami-sama takes care of the ministers who serve Kami-sama. So I don't ask church members to feed us. So I don't want church members, I make this much money to support my ministers. I don't want to hear those comments. We have been supported by Kami-sama. That's the core core value of Konko believers. So Kami-sama takes care of me, take care of Konko ministers. It could be so true. I'm not sure how the church will be operated from second or third or fourth generation in the future. I'm not sure. But ministers also have to live as a human beings. They need money. That's so true. But as far as they perform duties in fulfilling Kami-sama's mission, they are to be supported and given by Kami-sama. It's a basic attitude of Konko minister. It can be crazy from the general point of view, but this is the nature of Konko minister. So many people, who would ever do such maybe insane living the Konko believers? But we have done in the past up to 44 years to this day. But I have never complained about the given situation. I just accept the situation. So somehow Kami-sama gave us as much as needed for survival. Anyway, that's my message. So listening to David's speech, he's trying to respond to Kami-sama's maybe signs from time to time. Even for going beach and getting into the water, he said, Konko-sama, then pray, say prayers for safe enjoyment. This can be reflection of the message I'm going to read from a quotation. Relating to his message from the Konko-sama, the founder. When my son was about 6 or 7, an intestinal disease made him blind. We tried whatever was available in our area, including incantations and torture, but he was still in danger of losing his life. They practiced fixed faith under the guidance of Ishihara Ginzo, who took me to Konko-sama Hirome. When I appealed to Konko-sama, he said, practice faith, and he will be saved or cured. When practicing faith, set a due date to receive blessings in a week or in 10 days. In the meantime, watch for a good sign, such as receiving a down payment if you are a merchant. Practice faith and do not miss such signs. About 70 days later, my son was blessed with sight in one eye. Quoted from the Gurika number 2, Yoshida Pasado. So when we try to get engaged in day-to-day faith practice, we need to be mindful of any minor signs given to us by Kami-sama, especially when we pray for some personal issues. Do not miss maybe slight signs given by Kami-sama. We have to respond immediately if we identify this sign given by Kami-sama. That's the moment of your getting blessed. And this is my message for you. Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。
Yami Konko daijin tenshi kare no kami shinji nigatai Wahiawa wa kokoro ni ari kongetsu konnichi de tanomei.
Number 3. Page 66, number 37.
37. 37. 9 out of 10 families say that they do not have ancestors to worship. This is a major oversight. All people have ancestors who must be worshipped. 39. 38. The saying goes, a person lives for only one generation, but his name can live on. During your lifetime, work hard and try to do things that will allow your name to live on after you die. Practice faith so that when you become old, young people will want to come and talk with you.
39. Practicing faith on your own will not bring divine blessings. Practicing faith with the support of Kami will. 40. You say you will start your own business. If you earnestly wish to be allowed to start a business, Kami will support you.
41. If you practice faith, others will speak well of you and you will gain virtue. Imagine the future of those who walk with their noses in the air doing selfish things. Others will talk about how miserable they have become. 42. You must worship at the village shrine every month. Remember that the village deity is like the village head.
43. Few are aware of how blessed trees are. Paddies and fields are fertilized but not mountains. Yet trees grow there. Those who use these trees for construction should be aware of Kami's blessings. Few people are aware of how blessed firewood is when they prepare the daily food they eat. You should be aware of Kami's blessings when you see the plants sprout in spring and the leaves fall in autumn.
44. Purifying your hands and mouth before praying to Kami is meaningless unless you also purify your heart. You cannot purify your heart with hot or cold water. Purify with true wholeheartedness and progress.
おはようございます。Good morning. ただいまから歌を4つ歌わせていただきます。We're going to sing 4 songs. よろしくお願いいたします。入ってますか？新人の栄光 P57。Page 68.
「
Chinese Marine like 8046.
With a heart caught up in doubt and worry, I face my life every morning, wanting to shine, but somehow holding back joy and fear, stirring in my heart. Still I know, even one as small as I can run into someday and find a shining, shimmering, brilliant light coming from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives. When I'm down and I'm ready to surrender, when times are hard and it seems so dark, just knowing each day that I'm never on my own gives me strength and courage to try harder. Holding hands with my friend standing by my side, sweet arms together we will walk to the shining, shimmering, radiant light coming from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives.
ありがとうございました。Thank you very much. See you next time. Brain fart.
Heiki Konko Daishin Tenchi Kane no Kami Shinji Nai Wahiawa Kokoro ni Ai Kongetsu Konshide Tanami Heiki Konko Daishin Tenchi Kane no Kami Shinji Nai Wahiawa Kokoro ni Ai Kongetsu Konshide Tanami.
Thank you again for joining us today. We hope you have a wonderful new week. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.